Hello everyone, and welcome to the Anatomy of Knitting, episode 68, Triple Bronchitis. My name is Erin, and I'm going to be your host. Today is May 7th, 2015, and I'm podcasting to you from Cork, Ireland. It has been not so very eventful week because the boys and I all got bronchitis, which has been super fun on my part. And it's just been kind of a week of suck. I haven't crafted all that much. Bronchitis did give me a chance to do some knitting, so I got a fair amount of progress on one of my projects. So, sit down, relax, drink your favorite beverage. This is the other mug that I was talking about. I think I showed you the other one last week. I have some berries tea. Yum, all brewed, and let's get started. Today I have a week in review. I have a work in progress, and I have some sewing to talk about. This probably won't be a super long podcast. There may be some coughing involved. I apologize. If it's particularly bad, I will edit it out. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep it in because it's just been that kind of week. So let's get started. So the boys and I were all sick, I think when the last time I spoke to you. And I probably sound fairly similar with a very nasally voice, which I apologize, but it is what it is. Frankly, I'm kind of convinced that Ireland is trying to kill me. I have been sicker in the last 4 and a little bit, because we're just into May, we're a week into May. I've been more sick in the past 4 months than I have been pretty much any time I can remember. This is the second time I've had bronchitis. I've had a total of, I think, 5 colds, and I had the abscess, and I had strep throat. And prior to this, I was the kind of person who would only get a cold or 2 a year. So I don't know what's going on. And it looks like my hair is the same color as my shirt. So, whatever. And I'm freshly showered. It's just that kind of week, y'all. Lovely cough. Can I just say that steroids are the best thing ever? I took the boys to the doctor on last Friday because their cough had gotten particularly bad when they were at school. When I had spoken to you last, Nate's especially was just really bad. So I made an appointment as soon as we got home for the next day, and they got diagnosed with bronchitis, and were started on some steroids and antibiotics, which we have given them, and they have gotten better. I, however, had not asked the doctor to be looked at, and ended up having a worsening cough so bad that my husband just got sick of listening to me cough one night and went to go sleep in the guest room because I was just keeping him up. It was really, I was coughing so bad that my abs were hurting the past couple of days. And I've never coughed that much. I think I would cough about every 5 minutes. Or and they would be like coughing fits where I cough, and then finally was able to grasp my breath. I had to actually let my husband take over a couple of days. I think it was Sunday. Well, it was a 3-day weekend. So Monday, and then was it Tuesday? Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, it was Tuesday. He had the day off of work Monday and took over for me. And then he stayed home from work on Tuesday and continued to be the main child care giver. So that's kind of hard when, I'm used to just kind of pushing through things and doing what needs to be done, even though it's not best for me. that's just kind of the way I am. I always feel like I'm kind of a failure if I don't do what needs to be done, even though physically I'm not able to. And I'm sure a lot of you other moms can, and just I'm sure a lot of you, just period, can understand that feeling. And it's hard to just kind of let go and feel like I should let him take over. So, I was trying to, because I always seem to get sick on the bank holiday weekends. So going to the doctor easily is not all that possible sometimes. So I was trying to hold out until Tuesday so I could be seen at the doctor. But it was the Monday bank holiday. Bernie had come up to the bedroom where I was resting, and he heard me coughing and coughing and coughing, and he was just like, "No, you have to go see the urgent care doctors today." So that's what I did. I got prescribed prednisone, which I went to go see the doctor at like 4:50, and the medication, it says that I need to take a single dose in the morning for 5 days. And when you get prescribed that in the evening, you can't take it that day. So the prednisone I took the next day and immediately started getting better. So that's been really helpful. Although if I exhale really hard, you can hear how gross it sounds. I'm still pretty sick, but I was able to take care of the boys yesterday all by myself. Bernie went back to work, and today the boys go to the creche. And I meant to wake up early to take them to the creche, but I set my alarm to go off at 7, which I remember waking up to. But I think instead of hitting snooze, I just turned it off and then continued to sleep until 8:30, which is around the time I usually am getting their shoes on and off to school. So, excuse me. So, yeah, that's, I managed to get them up and out the door and at school about 5 minutes late from the time we usually are there. So, go me. Anywho, that is sort of the week in review. We didn't go anywhere because the three of us were sick. And I know there's some plans for us to go see some trains because every time we get into a car, Malcolm wants to go see trains, or he asks to go see trains. So Bernie found this really good, I guess, historic rail thing that he wants to go check out with the boys. So maybe we'll do that this weekend. Although I've got an IPS meeting on Saturday, and he has a 5K that he wants to do. 5K is the 3-mile one, right? So I think it'll have to be on Sunday, which is Mother's Day. Not here in Ireland, because Mother's Day here in Ireland is in March. But it is in the States, and because our mothers are still in the States, we have to remember that. So that's the weekend review. Works in progress. I was able to knit a couple of squares on my sock yarn blanket. I think the last time I spoke to you, maybe I was working on this one. I think I just finished these two. This gray yarn and this blue yarn. This is a sock yarn that I made some socks out of, and this is yarn left over from a pattern that I made from Christine from the Yarnings podcast. I knit one of her shawl patterns. I'm trying to the Caritas. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. the Caritas shawl. It's a striped shawl knit in 3 colors. This is Hazelnut's Artisan Sock Yarn in nickel. Thank you, Ravelry, and myself for putting that in there. The other 2 colors I used in that shawl were a green and a blue. And it's funny because a lot of things I've knit, I don't know where they are. I know that they've come over here with us, but I just don't know where they are. They're not in the drawer that I have my other stuff with. So just a couple of squares on that. Hopefully next week I'll have that 2nd row done. And on to that 3rd row. And I apologize for the coughing, but that's what bronchitis does to me. That's why I made sure I had a full mug of tea for you. So there's that. And then the thing I have been working on a lot this week has been the Hitofude. And I think I showed you the size of the ball of sock yarn last week. So I've made a fair amount of progress, as you can see. I am still working on, and I'm not going to give the secret sauce away of the pattern. I'm still working on the arm part. Again, this is lace, so it's going to look kind of crappy until it gets blocked out. You're supposed to knit so many repeats of the pattern, the lace pattern. Just kind of get out of the way so you can see sort of what the lace pattern looks like. Let me see if I can stretch that out a little bit. Yeah. I am currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pattern repeats in, and this part of the sweater is the arms. So I have to make it so it will fit my upper arm circumference. But like I spoke to you all a few weeks ago, I did the measurement of you go around an arm, you go around your back, you go around your other arm and behind your neck, and whatever your gauge times that circumference is, you have to look for the size that best fits your that number that you get, which I think mine was like 250 something. You find the number in the pattern that corresponds to the size you should knit, whatever's closest. And I think mine was like 1 stitch away, so yep, I should have the arms all done for you, and I apologize for the light. This is a nice deep green. This is Volmai's sock yarn in the, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it, colorway. Lovely cough. And this is in the Merino Superwash. I purchased this yarn when my husband and I took a trip to Germany about, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. We went during the Christmas holidays to enjoy the Christmas markets. And we were landing in Munich, and we were going to spend a couple of days in Munich. And then I knew that Pfaffenhofen was very near. Was near Munich, and so I managed to get a trip to the yarn store in. That's the works in progress. This is going to be a super short show, and I apologize for that, but that's what illness does to you. The last thing I have to show you, because I can't show you what the IPS block is going to look like until next week, but I can show you something that I was working on, and I think I told you about last week. I used a different binder for my show notes last week, so I don't have that with me, but this is going to be my Mother's Day present. This is a mini quilt I have made for my mom that's going to go in the bathroom that she has been painting since we have been gone. This is the Star Cluster Mini Quilt by Threadbare Creations, and the designer's first name is Rose. And this was my first mini quilt, and my first time piecing everything together with pieces. So like this green and white part, let's see, I got it, there's the seam. So this green and white triangle here, that unit is called a flying goose or flying geese. The typical way I have pieced this kind of unit together is that I've taken a green square, drawn a line on the green square, sewn on the green square, and then trimmed the seam allowance I wanted, and that's how I've usually made a flying geese unit. The way I had to make it with this project is that I used triangles to construct that. So that was a new experience for me, using actual triangles instead of the cheater method. So everything's reversed. So I basted this last night, and I'm going to free motion quilt it today with the other stuff that I need to get done. I have been able to do all of this from stash. This is all stash fabric, so none of this fabric I had to purchase. And I'm thinking of doing some sort of flowery design where you use a spiral, and then when you come out of the spiral you do petals around. So we'll see how that works. Yep, so that's that, and then I've got binding fabric picked out already, and yeah, it was a really nice experience making the mini. It was relatively quick. If I didn't have a big break in, because I did most of the work on the mini quilt. I guess it was last Thursday when the boys were at school. Yeah, so I don't think I even mentioned that last time I podcasted, because I did it after we spoke. I did get most of the project done that Thursday, and yeah, and then I just did a little bit more of it yesterday when the boys were taking their nap. Yeah, so it's a great way to use up your stash, is doing these little mini quilts, and I think I want to make a wall for me of all sorts of mini quilts. So today I have to go get some photocopying done for the IPS for the block of the month, which I'll show you next week. I have to work on my block for the Modern Irish Bee. I got started on that yesterday, and then I have to work on this month's Modern Irish Bee block. It's going to be a green and pink one that the person picked out, so I have to find fabrics that'll work with that. So we're about 20 minutes in. I've just got some cute pictures and some cute videos from the boys. We ended up having a dinner party over the weekend when I was probably the sickest with the bronchitis, which was hard. But it was kind of the dinner party where everybody brought food, and my husband and I supplied dessert, and then my husband supplied like an appetizer dip. So yeah, that's what we did. And so I made cake for the dessert. I made a blueberry lemon cake, which was delicious. It had a cream cheese frosting. And if you follow me on Pinterest, let me see what my username there is. I am profile. I'm Knitting RN on Pinterest if you want to follow me there. And that blueberry lemon cake is under my baking repeatables board. And it's kind of the popular one that's been going around. Yep. And yeah, that's everything. So I've got a lot of stuff to do today, so I will stop talking and get this edited and posted. And I hope you all have a good week. And hopefully I'll be better next week. Knock on wood. and won't be coughing as much as I had the past 2 weeks, which I apologize for. But if you want content, you're going to have to get some coughing. So have a great week, and I hope you all have excellent weeks and excellent knitting projects going on. All right, bye.